Hello guys, in this lesson we'll take a little break from operators and explore the hierarchy of data types. Look at this expression. It has literals of almost every type that I showed you. And in C++, you can construct expressions from literals of different types. I have three questions for you. What literals did I not specify? What will appear on the screen? And what type will the final value of this expression be? The decimal number 141.3 will appear on the screen. Why exactly this number and why it's decimal? Let's figure it out. When the computer sees this expression, it uses some rules for converting one type into another. The point is that the final value of this expression must be of one specific type. I think you'll agree with this. How can it determine this type? Let's look at the table I wrote. First, if any expression uses character types, either a Boolean type or a short type, then they are always automatically converted to an int type. Always. So let's find the literals of these types in our expression and turn their value into literals of type int. The letter A of the type char and wchar_t has an index of 65, so the computer will write 65 in their place. Let's write it below. At the end of the expression, we see a literal of type bool. I said earlier that true is equal to 1 and false is equal to 0. So let's rewrite this literal to the value 1. Let's return to our table. Next in the data type hierarchy are integer types. If an expression contains the types int and unsigned int, then the result of this expression will be unsigned int. We can see that our expression contains both an int and an assigned int, so let's rewrite the value 1 to the value 1u. We go further along the chain of hierarchy. If we have type int and long, then the result will be of type long. Our expression has a long type, so we take our unsigned int and change it to long. At the same time, don't forget about the two values 65, which are of type int. Let's return to the table. Look at points 4 and 5. By analogy with the int type, eventually all integer values should turn into unsigned long type. It turns out that in the hierarchy of integer data types, the unsigned long type is highest. Let's change our expression. Great. Most of the expression's operands are already of one type, but there are still three literals of decimal data types left. If we look further into the table, we find out that if an expression has a decimal data type, then all other operands of the expression will have its type. It turns out that we now need to turn all integer literals into float type. Let's transform. But in the hierarchy of real data types, there is the following order: float, double, long double. Our expression contains a literal of type long double, which means all literals need to be converted to this type. Let's transform. Hooray! Now we have an expression of values of the same type and can easily calculate its value. It will be 141.3. We also know that this value will be of type long double. Here's an example of how the type hierarchy works. To summarize, in C++ we can write expressions that consist of values of different types. Some types are incompatible and the compiler will give you an error. For example, you can't use mathematical operations on text literals. By the way, the interesting thing is that you can add integer values to a text literal, but not decimal values. You'll find out why in the lesson about pointers. There are data types that can turn into each other. These are character types, Boolean type, decimal types, and integer types. In simple words, in the hierarchy, these types are in the following order: all character types, short type, and the logical type are always converted to the int type. The following order is int, unsigned int, long, unsigned long, unsigned long. Further, all non-decimal types will be converted into decimal ones if they are present in the expression. Well, at the end of the hierarchy, there is the order float, double, and long double. So long double is the highest type. You must understand that not every expression will result in a long double. Here the result of the expression will be of type int, since it's the highest in the hierarchy in this expression. The type here will be double. Here and here the result will be of type int, because I said several times that character and boolean types are converted to type int everywhere. Here the result will be of type float, since all non-decimal types are converted to the decimal type float, which is present here. If it were a double or long double type, then the result would have the corresponding type. And that's the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you can support me by liking this video, writing a comment under it, subscribing to the channel, donating using the link in the video description, or becoming a sponsor of my channel. All these things popularize my channel and motivate me to continue recording lessons for you. Goodbye.